Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. This is the 27th of the Four Ways project, and this month Tomislav decided we should do a glasses stand. I've made three, and what you're going to see in this video is this one, which is a kind of standing tray, if you like. I use it and I find it very convenient for taking my glasses on and off. More convenient than these, which I've tried. However, I thought this was a kind of really fun project with a bit more going on. So this is a prototype, was the prototype. Quite a few things went wrong. I sorted out quite a few design issues, which I hope are resolved in this one. This is end grain, that is cross grain. So these were good fun to make. I didn't find them quite as practical as this. However, you will see these videos. This will be the next one going up, and that will be the one after. Now, I'd encourage you to see what the other three came up to, and you'll find the links to their videos in the notes to this video. I have been keeping my glasses in this tray, which is 6 inches internal diameter, 150 millimeters, and I've been trying this at various heights with not actually this bulb but with some other things, so they would go in quite conveniently like that. I found that a shade high, much better here, and if this distance here is about 1.5 inches to 2 inches, that is kind of 40 to 50 millimeters. That's probably going to be the most convenient height. What I've actually come up with is something halfway between the two. This is a piece of Tasmanian myrtle. You can see the kind of spalting through it, and I've drilled a hole in the middle. I don't need all that. Screw. Running this is around probably 500. Oh no, 893. I'll wind it up until the whole bench starts rattling, which is just over 1,000, and well, it's going to be a fairly straight-sided piece, so I can true up the sides first. A 1/2-inch spindle gouge, as usual, on the outside of a bowl, face it. Just use the right wing to screw up the top surface. A little bit more to come off there, so that's pretty well true. Up the outside. Right, skimming off the bottom. Might as well use a my shear scraper for this. Tomislav just sent me this little burnisher thing. So I'll do as instructed, flatten off the top, and then you just drag this back and then go the other way. Very quick. That gives you a nice little burr on top. Coming up to 1400. That coming off is mostly wax. So I've decided with this design, which is essentially a tray on a short pillar, the tray's got to be around 6 inches diameter, 150 mil internal, and then I thought a foot about this size would probably do it, but it's going to be fairly heavy as it's all coming out of one piece. So this is the size for my step jaws. I might creep up on that, and if the shape looks better before I get there, I'll just reconsider the thickness of the base. So I'm just going to have a chamfer coming from the side. How much more do I need? Now I quite like that, and as an overall proportion, we'll just take that off, and I will go in a little bit deeper for the bottom, for the base. Yep. So now I'm going to be expanding jewels inside, which is not something I normally do. Let's take that down a bit. Just leave a little lump in the middle there. But to do that, do it with the gouge. It's going to be quite a thick base, or a thick, heavy pillar. I don't want this shifting around on the desk too much. Let's get in under there with a slight dovetail. Just to come up a bit. Right, now I can start thinking about the curve here. I was intending to do all this with a spindle gouge, but I need a really steep bevel to get round this corner, so I've got my 3/8 bowl gouge, 3/8 flute. Not even sure this will go round. It did. And I went round a little fast, so if I run my nail over there I can feel a few striations, so just come round here with a shear scrape, tool right up on edge. Just dust. Same up on top. All that gets sanded. At least I think it does. Just check the... This could do with being tilted in very slightly, so it's definitely sitting on its rim. 180 grits. and from 400 with the rotary sander, mostly because I haven't got any 320. And beeswax. And the beeswaxy sock. I probably don't need to go down even to the bottom of that hole. In fact, I would rather not go to the bottom of that hole. Right, that was a miscalculation from earlier on. Anyway, just have to see how we go. The depth of the hole is below this rim. Now, I need to have 150mm or 6 inches, or 150mm, which is 6 inches. So that's the diameter I need inside, and so we'll get that done first. So down to the bottom of the hole first, just so I know where all other cuts are going. Going to measure the thickness in here, but this does look as though it might have to have a curve on the inside. No, well, I can come down quite a bit there. But I can see that I'm still not going to be able to take it down to that level, so this is going to have to be curved on the inside, or I abandon this piece and have a totally different kind of shape. And I'm going to, while I'm at it, I'm just going to make it a little bit large. So what I want here is this to feel right, just like a nice smooth curve. It'd be tempting to leave some kind of decoration in the middle too, to a few grooves or something like that. But when I've got what I imagine is a fairly busy pattern, I'll try really neat grooves. Now that's beginning to look a bit thick. That's the rim looking a bit thick. I can come down a wee bit more there. Feels a bit better. And I will now just thin the rim. 1/2 inch spindle gouge. A little shear cut into the rim. Looking a little bit better. Might even put a bit of shape out here. Just tilted the side in a little bit. I seem to have undercut that a little bit. Seem to get into the corner with the skew on its side. Trouble is, I'm doing it all by watching what's happening over that side, and I'm running into trouble. I'll try cutting it with a gouge. Right, and sand that. Now, if you haven't already, I suggest you have a look at what the other three have got up to see what their version of a glasses stand is.